Let's continue our journey about computer networks. We shall see the type of networks based on the component roles. In the previous session, we had seen the type of network based on the geographical spread. Now, we shall continue with the type of networks based on the component roles. Now here, the component roles are of two types: peer-to-peer network and client-server network. Now, when we say peer-to-peer network, peer means the friend. So, friend-to-friend network or peer-to-peer network, also called as P2P network. Here each computer controls its own information and plays the role of either a client or a server depending upon what is needed and at what point of time. That means both the client and the server are of the same ranking. That means they can become the client as well as the server, and both are independent on their own. And so each computer can control their own information. Whereas the client-server network, which is also called as the master-slave network, is the other way. Here, the server serves the client. Just like a customer in a hotel requests for food and the server serves the food, similarly, here also the client is served by the server, just like a master-slave. That means the master is the client and slave is the server. A web browser is a client, whereas a web server sends the website to the browser. And so web server becomes the server and the web browser is the client. So the difference between the client and the server, the difference between client server and peer-to-peer network is based on different factors: security, dependency, management, performance, and backup. You can see that if it is a client server network, the security is the server controls the security of the network, whereas in peer-to-peer, no central control is there in the security because both of them are of the same priority. Similarly, when we move on to management, the server manages the network in a client server, needs a dedicated team of people to manage the server. That means there will be a team who are together working to serve the clients. Whereas in P2P, no central control over the network. That means there is no control or there is no team who is acting as a server here. Anyone can set up. That means both are of the same order, so anyone can have the control. Similarly, in a client server, if you see, clients are dependent on the server, whereas since it is a peer-to-peer network, both of the same priority, and so client is not dependent on the central server. Performance. The server can be upgraded to made more powerful to cope with high demand in a client server, whereas in P2P, if machines on network are slow, they will slow down the other machines. Just like a friend who wants the other friend to be of the same kind. If you take the backup point of view of the networks, the client server has data all backed up in the main server, whereas in peer-to-peer, each computer has to back up its own data in its own computer. So data can be easily deleted by the users. Moving on to the another type of network, that is the network based on transmission medium. Transmission medium, that means how the information is being transmitted between the computers. We are categorizing the type of network as two types. One is the wired network, the other is the wireless network. So this wired network, it consists of Ethernet, LAN, telephone, etc. Whereas the wireless network is very much common to all of us. The Wi-Fi, also called the full form for Wi-Fi is wireless fidelity, cellular networks, radios, etc. Let us explore about wired networks. Now, and let us also see how the structure of a transmission medium looks like. You have two types of transmission medium, as we talked about in the previous window. You can see that the guided or the wired transmission media and the unguided or wireless transmission media are the two types of transmission media. If you explore more on these, you can see that guided or wired transmission media are of three types: the twisted pair cable, coaxial cable, and the optical fiber cable. Whereas unguided or wireless transmission media consists of infrared waves, radio waves, microwaves, satellite, and Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. And we will be looking into each of these type of transmission media in detail further. Wired network or media. Now we are moving on to wired network. Each wired network will be discussed here. Before that, we should know what is a wired network. So this network consists of various type of connected using cables. So this network uses various types of cable for transmitting data over the network. And most common type of wired network is the LAN technology. And it is also called as Ethernet network. And why it is called the Ethernet network is, Ethernet is the fastest wired network protocol with connection up to 10 megabits per second to 100 megabits per second or higher, and can be connected between the computers and is cost effective. Let's see in detail. The first one, twisted pair cable, also called as RJ45. It consists of 4 insulated pair of wires twisted around each other. That means twisted around each other means you can see that the wires will be twisted here. As you can see in this picture, the wires are twisted over here. So such kind of cables are called twisted pair cables. And they are usually used for creating small computer networks such as LANs. And the main use of twisting such cables is to reduce the crosstalk and electromagnetic interference. Some specifications that are commonly used to set up a LAN are the Cat5 and Cat6 specifications. Very common twisted pair cable is the RJ45, which you can see here. This is the RJ45 connector. Then the twisted pair cable are of two types. One is shielded twisted pair cable, the other is unshielded twisted pair cable. It is represented as STP and UTP. You can see here in this picture itself, they both have twisted pairs, but the difference is one is shielded in a sense it is having a tinned copper braiding on top of it, whereas here you don't have that. So you call this as shielded and this as unshielded twisted pair cable. The advantages of twisted pair cable are low cost, low weight and flexible cable, and they are thin and flexible cables, and so they can be used to install easily and as well as to maintain them. The disadvantage is you cannot take it for long distances. Only short distances up to 100 meters can be communicated through twisted pair cables. If you want to go for longer distances, you need to make use of repeaters, and it supports low bandwidth and offers a speed up to 100 megabits per second, beyond which it is not feasible to use a twisted pair cable. Now moving on to the other type of wired cable is the coaxial cable, also in short written as COX, or sometimes as called as coax. It consists of two solid insulated conductors that share a common axis, that is one upon the other they are placed in circular fashion. The inner conductor is a straight wire surrounded by wired mesh, each separated by some kind of foil or insulator. This is actually a kind of cable that we see in our TV cables. The inner core carries the signal and the mesh provides the ground. It is most commonly used in cable TV transmissions. And the advantages of coaxial cable: it offers high bandwidth and carries data for longer distance, that is something more than the STP and UTP. 185 to 500 meters it can transmit the signals. It is suitable for broadband transmission. It can be used in shared cable network and is less susceptible to electromagnetic field. Whereas disadvantages are it is less flexible and a little more expensive when compared to twisted pair cables. It is not compatible with modern cables like UTP and STP. What is UTP and STP? It is unshielded twisted pair and shielded twisted pair. Another disadvantage is due to its thickness, that is 1 centimeter in diameter, and poor flexibility, it is difficult to install when compared to twisted pair cable. The third type of wired transmission media is the fiber optic cable. This is something which is now very commonly being implemented. Though it is costlier than the other two, this is the one which is commonly being implemented for transmission nowadays. Here, in fiber optic cable, it consists of long thin strands of glass or glass-like material which carries light instead of the electricity or electrical signals. And the signals are modulated and transmitted in the form of light pulses that are originating from the source using LEDs or laser beam. LED, light emitting diode or laser beam. They are also arranged in bundles called optical fiber cables and are used to transmit data through light signals over long distances. That means the data transmission through optic fiber is much more faster and more efficient than the other two wired medium, and so the reason is the light is travelled through the cables, and light is the fastest medium of travel. In this fiber optic cable, you need to learn about its structure. That is, it consists of core. The core is the innermost part of the cable. It is made of glass or plastic through which the light signal travels. And cladding is it is the outer optical material surrounding the core that reflects the light back to the core. That means the light travels through the core so that the light is not leaked out or the data is not lost on the way. An outer coating of a material is given such that the light is not leaked out. This is called as the cladding. You can see in this picture, this is the blue one is called the cladding. So because of the cladding, the light inside this core gets reflected and through internal reflections it travels through the wire. And then you have a buffer coating or a strength member. This is the outer jacket, and inside that you have a buffer coating, and it is made of a plastic material. It is used to protect this cable from getting damaged or so that it is not become moist. Now, when light travels through this cable, if there is a small crack also, the light can come out of that crack, and so the light is the one that is the data that is being travelled here, and if it is lost on the way, the information that is sent through the cable will not be received in the same manner in the other end, and so such a protection is important for a optic fiber cable. Let us see the advantages and disadvantages of fiber optic cable. The advantages are: it is free from electromagnetic interference, since no electrical signals are carried. That is, if there is an electrical signal passing through it, there may be an electromagnetic field around it. But now here, there is no electromagnetic interference because light is being travelled through the cable. It offers secure and high speed transmission for a very long distance at a stretch. As I told some time before, this light is travelling through the cable and light travels the fastest. So, the information that passes through fiber optic cable is of very high speed. and so it can travel to longer distances. And it is most efficient cable available for computer networks. Among the three kind of wired medium that we saw till now, fiber optic cable is very much efficient for computer networks. The disadvantages is it is most expensive cable and is quite fragile. Fragile means breakable. That means, as I told, if there is a small crack in the cable, the data will be lost. And so, we need to protect it such that it does not break and data is not lost. And so, the cost of making such kind of cable becomes very expensive. Its installation procedure is quite complicated. Also, it is difficult to join two broken fibers. You must have noticed the telephone wires which are being converted to fiber optic cables now are also having lot of installation procedure. The cables have to be laid very much deep inside the soil so that any small or any damage is not happening to the wire. And so the installation procedure is quite complicated. It is also not suitable for domestic purpose due to its high maintenance cost. That means we cannot use it for our domestic networks or for our small purpose networks, because it becomes very costly for having such installations. So these were the wired transmission media that we had discussed. Apart from this, there are some more transmission media which come under the wireless or unguided transmission media, which we will be looking into in detail in the next video. Thank you.